like Missy said, hitting .400 in the first two games of the series coming into today. And Jamie Traxel told us on Friday, Missy, limit the free passes. Well, Ole Miss has given Florida 14 free passes this entire weekend. 7 of those have scored.
Try and do something to this potent offense for Florida.
Half the free passes that Ole Miss has given Florida have scored this weekend. And Kendra Falby leads things off for the Gators, takes upstairs. We're off and running for our series finale in Oxford. It's in 10th total, but was 0 for 2 on Friday with 2 walks. And Brianna Lopez, she came out of the bullpen against Florida on Friday, allowed 1 earned run in 4 2/3 innings. Florida hit off her, Missy, but 7 hits, and decided to transfer out, come to the SEC, challenge herself. Down the first base line, fair ball for Erickson. She's thinking too as this gets to the corner, and she halts there with a 1-out double.
Just an off-speed pitch that she gets wet.
2 away for Florida in the first.
And that's a big out. All those stats you just ran. Just gets the outside part of the plate. Sets down Shoemaker looking.
Because Lopez was in her first season at Ole Miss last year, first year in the SEC, has a hit in her last 5 games. In fact, in her sophomore year, she only has 7 games this year where she hasn't reached base. Out to right, Addison Duke's been busy. In her first collegiate start, she makes the catch for up to 3.
Well, they had moved Brady up just for this weekend so far that we had seen. Had been real comfortable in the 5 spot, and I think that's just a good move to put her back where she's comfortable. She's struggled over the last 2 games.
So got Taylor Malvin to begin this bottom half of the first, and then gives Jane Pone a free pass to first base. Aaliyah Binford, in her first year at Ole Miss, eyes up strike 1. Yep. As Erickson goes to have a chat with Rothrock. Yeah, yesterday Ole Miss scored 3 runs in the first inning. I should say that was Friday night, excuse me. And Rothrock hit a batter, walked a batter. Lexi Brady then reached on an error on Cahalan, the third baseman. And then a couple of singles, scored the first 3 runs for Ole Miss on Friday. Having a career year, 357 average. 35 hits coming into today, 4 away from her career high, which she set last year, 39. Off the end of the bat, Walsh charges and tags out Brady, who wanted to slide. And there's out number 3. Ole Miss strands 2 for the first. That brings up Kenley Cahalan, who yesterday hit a 3-run homer. 4 RBIs, 3 for 4 yesterday against Ole Miss. She is the 5th Gator in this lineup to reach double-figure home runs. She hits this in the air, left side, and having a stellar start to her Ole Miss career. And here's her freshman teammate, Addison Duke, from Arizona. She's 5 for 11 at the plate. Now Erickson has a conversation with everybody.
We're going to see a pinch hitter here for Ryan Starr.
Let's see who we got. No one's come out of Ole Miss's dugout yet. 4 2/3. She allowed no runs, struck out 7. Then in the midweek against Florida State, allowed 3 earned runs, 5 hits, 6 innings. Then against Arkansas in Game 2, 4 innings of work, allowed 5 earned runs, 8 hits, hit 2 batters. ESPN USA softball coaches poll, by the way. I know there are a bajillion polls, and I have hot takes about why there are so many polls, Missy, because I don't think Florida, who is 2, should drop all the way to 6 or 8. There's 6 in other polls, and just too many polls.
Yeah.
We need to divvy this down.
Well, and honestly, that is going to keep jockeying back and forth because all of those teams are continuing to.
When you hit April, SEC softball, SEC baseball are going on. It is an awesome time of year. Ball 4. Oh, no, strike 2. Beg your pardon. Kendra Falby and I thought that she was going to be given first base. Hitting a Florida high 462 in SEC play this year. That is baffling.
Safe.
Okay.
You?
For now.
I don't know. Some of these home runs that have been hit this weekend, I don't think you can park within 100 feet.
And Pone's now 0 for 1 today with a walk.
And that's the difference between Ole Miss and Florida this weekend.
And Tim Walton told us, 20th year head coach for Florida, at this time of the year, a lot of this is about in-game adjustments, who can make the best adjustments early. He would know. He's been to the Women's College World Series 5 of the last 7.
Right off the glove.
I mean, you don't have time to think when it hits you that fast.
No, and Cahalan let her hand flip over.
At the start of the series, Missy, Jamie Traxel had some keys for us. Limit the free passes and limit Florida's crooked numbers when they're up to bat each inning. And unfortunately, it hasn't gone the way that Ole Miss would have liked this weekend. They could still salvage one, but again, 3 walks, 11 walk, the first 2 SEC games this season in a series.
Well, and they've had 26 hits in the last 2 games. Today, 3. So Lopez doing a really good job of keeping Florida off balance.
Long drive, tug, just foul in the series. I should say coming into today. That's obviously changed through the first 3 innings.
In all the hitters that we've seen for Florida this weekend, they only have 8 strikeouts, so they're putting the ball in play.
A lot of that, too, has to be said with Florida's pitching as well. After a leadoff walk, 2 quick outs for Keegan Rothrock in Florida. So Ryan Starr re-enters for Ole Miss. Her first at bat, she was pinched hit for by Jamie McKay. Ryan Starr, it's defense where she really shines. She's 2 for 20 at the plate this year. That hit her or the next to the...
A few minutes ago, Ole Miss has to step up when they have runners in scoring position, and Jaden Pone did just that.
Ole Miss just 1 hit with 2 outs coming into this series finale all weekend. And this crowd into it in Oxford with Aaliyah Binford at the plate. Singled her last at bat back in the 3rd. Entire weekend. And Llamas is ahead 2-1. Crooked number for the Rebels in the 4th inning after the grand slam by Binford. And that hits Llamas. Single from Jaden Pone. And that puts the Rebels up 5-0, their biggest lead this weekend over Florida. And Brianna Lopez getting the start today for Ole Miss. Doing one heck of a job, too. Got off to a rocky start this season. Last fall, her grandfather passed away. She was super close with him. at that point in the game, Missy, but after those 8 runs, it was pretty much
Oh, yeah.
trying to climb out Mount Everest and then climb it again if the mountain were stacked on top of it itself. I got through it. Popped up. Yamas and Ole Miss. It drops. Those are Lansdale's numbers this season. Transfer from FIU.
That ball got out of here quick. And off of the Pearl River Resort sign out in center field. Pinch hit home run for Ashton Lansdale. Wow, what a pretty swing. Stays inside this ball and just drives it right back.
Ryan Starr is Ashton Lansdale. Hits a solo home run to straightaway center. Ole Miss. And also Leah Binford, that's helped this pitching staff and its depth.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, surprisingly pleasant what Ole Miss has gotten from Miley Wachenio, but being a freshman, you never know what to expect.
Can. Throw, sails high. Otis is heading to second base. 2 in scoring position for the Gators in the 6th.
Otis of a single, but an errant throw. See back-to-back off-speed pitches here for Mia Williams. It's unloaded.
And Nancy Evans had a stellar. Comes Kenley Cahalan, who we saw bring the power yesterday too for Florida with a 3-run homer. The Florida offense now, Missy, that's hit over 80 homers after this weekend.
That's just insane. Oh, yesterday we saw a lot of gap.
First in that 4th inning. And then Aaliyah Binford, who's on deck, hit a grand slam. Ole Miss's 6th run came in the 5th on Ashton Lansdale's solo homer. And then Mia Williams with the 3-run shot in the top half of this 6th inning. The run across for Ole Miss. And that brings up Aaliyah Binford, who hit a grand slam in the 4th inning. An exclamation point for the Rebels in that 4th. She may have wanted another one to leave the yard there.
Well, you know, it's interesting because I noticed her giving Jaden Pone time to score. Great hitting by Percy Yamas.
Star Ferguson comes in to pinch run for Yamas as Lexi Brady steps up. Who's reached twice on Florida errors. Caitlin Oxley.
Well, here she falls behind Lansdale in the count 2-0. You don't want to put another runner on base if you're Florida.
The season is 0 for 3 at the plate. In her freshman year, big spot here on the road at Ole Miss, down 5.
Hit it off the end of the bat. Just getting enough of that ball to stay alive.
Ole Miss trying to take at least one game from this 3-game series today. Erickson, deep fly. Remember what she did at Arkansas last weekend. Hit a walk-off grand slam in the 7th to tie the series. She steps up here in the 7th with Florida down 2.